Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 16th of January 2022, and just going to be a quick one today with a little few snippets of news for you. First of all, just watched a recording from Mark Sexton, one of the guys behind the police investigation, or who instigated that the police start this investigation that I talked about yesterday. He's released not a video, just an audio track updating. I haven't listened to it all yet, but I'll just give you one of the first points he said on this thing. And what that was is, just to paraphrase them a little bit, not too much, is there's nothing on God's earth that can stop this now, because there's just so much compelling evidence. So that is helpful news, and hopeful and helpful news, and it just shows you things are going in the right direction. And there are a lot more signs that the narrative is collapsing, and it's not just me saying it, there are other people. I'll leave you a couple of examples in the comment section below, and the description box below as well, both on YouTube, so I'll leave you the links there for you to go and watch. So there's a lot of people kind of saying the same kind of thing as I am. Another little thing, a bit of news I noticed, this is from Mainstream Misleadia as well. Don't know how much faith you put in them, but they won't be reporting things like this unless they absolutely had to. But lurgy roosters in England are to be thrown away as demand falls. And it's saying that there's now a lack of demand for these things, and it's saying it's not knowing exactly how many big V's will be discarded, but it is likely to be hundreds of thousands. So these things are going to go into the bin because many people out there have very sensibly decided not to partake, and therefore these things are going to be in the bin where, quite frankly, they very much belong. So the other very interesting bit of news that I saw on one of my Telegram feeds, now I haven't 100% confirmed this, but it looks pretty official. And one of the good things about this country, the UK, is we have something called the Freedom of Information Act, where you can just go to really any sort of government or local government body and ask them for facts and figures, and they are obliged under this law to give them to you. So they can't hide, and they can't sort of run away when you ask for these things. And someone's actually done a freedom of information, deaths from the lurgy with no other underlying causes, and this was sent into the Office for National Statistics, and they have come back with these, frankly, quite astonishing figures. So again, to reiterate, these are people who have definitely died of the lurgy, not with it, and with no other underlying sort of comorbidities. And it's saying that in 2020, there was a total of 9,400 people, and in 2021, quarter one, 6,483, quarter two of 2021, 346, and quarter three, 1142. They obviously haven't got the fourth quarter for 2021 yet, but I would say it's probably, well, you know, even if it's akin to quarter one, around about the 5,000 or 6,000 mark, you know, the figure really is tiny. On just those figures alone, if you add them all up, they come to something like 17 or 18,000 sort of deaths that have definitely been caused by the lurgy. And it's a far cry from the so-called 150k, isn't it? And the reason why I am giving this a little bit of credibility, even though I haven't 100% confirmed this, is because the same kind of thing happened in Italy a couple of months ago. You might remember that, where the Italians revised their deaths from the lurgy down from what was a similar figure to us, I believe, down to, again, a similar figure, sort of 17, 18,000, or just in the teens of thousands. And to put that in perspective, that's pretty much typical flu season. So, okay, you've got these people with comorbidities who have also passed away with, I stress, the lurgy, and you could say, or you could argue, that maybe a few of those out of the various comorbidities, it was the lurgy that killed them as well. So the figure might be a little bit higher than what I've just said, the 17, 18 odd thousand. But I suspect, and bearing in mind the sort of tricks they were playing, kind of making out that pretty much any death was a lurgy death. I'm sure you know the scam by now. So I think you can safely conclude that the vast majority of the other deaths that they supposedly put on the lurgy were really down to the other comorbidities that these people had. So it was the heart condition that killed them, it was the cancer that killed them, or whatever it was. So I think when you kind of put the figures under the spotlight, we are going to find that the numbers of so-called lurgy deaths are way, way lower than what we've been led to believe. And when you sort of consider the amount of damage that's been done to this country, psychologically, economically, and well, I can't even begin to sort of think how much more damage there's been done. And then you sort of think it's for something that really, from a sort of mortality point of view, wasn't really anything that much worse than the Foxtrot Lima uniform. Might have been Foxtrot Lima uniform plus 10% kind of thing, and that's been generous. Was that worth all of the lockdown suicides? Was that worth all of the people who have died or will die because they've had cancer diagnoses and treatments missed? And was it worth all of the other damage and harm that's been done? I'll leave you to decide on that for yourself. Back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.